I appreciate you inviting me on the call. Guys, as you well know, we share these on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. So check those out. Certainly like and share those. We appreciate you for doing that. So Mark Hutchinson, what do you have to say today about dryer vent maintenance or anything else for that matter?
Well, it's nice and warm outside, and I loved your picture in the back, the Rat Pack.
Thank
When
you.
I was in the Air Force at the Air Station at the Air Force Academy, I was able to see a Sammy Davis Jr. concert. He was so fantastic, and he had 5 #1 hits. And one of them was the theme song to Beretta, a favorite detective show of mine.
I remember that show well, Mark. My dad and I used to watch it. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. What a
Yep,
great show.
yep.
Probably also shows us both, shows everybody both or shows everyone out there our ages, but we won't talk too much about that.
Yeah, we're still 21 something.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
today we're talking about the dryer vents, and both in the dryer and the vent from the dryer to outside. Number one, when you open the dryer door, there's a there's a screen that you pull out, and every time you unload clothes, clean it out. It should be systematic, routine, just like when you wake up, your feet hit the floor, you open the door, pull out your dry clothes, clean the screen, save a ton of problems. The next thing is the vent that goes from the back of the dryer into the wall, through the wall and outdoors. You need to clean that sucker out because it gets filthy. Number one, the easy way is you go to Lowe's and you get whatever they're called, but they come in pieces like this, you can see. So you just screw them in. So that screws in, and then you get your drill, put the drill here, and then you go outside and you just go through the hole slowly, and the drill it just turns, and you go in and out a couple of times. Then you get the second one and you connect it. And when you connect it, what you want to do is get some electrical tape, wrap around here, so that when you're pulling it out and you're doing the reverse and stuff, it doesn't come loose and this stays inside. Then you got a mess. So there's about 15 of these that come into a package, but you want to do that at least once a year. When your dryer takes longer to dry clothes, you know there's a problem. And then the other nightmare that we have is the accordion vent, the silver thing that goes from the dryer to the wall. It's usually silver. It's like an accordion. It goes like this.
Yeah.
Well, all those grooves on the inside collects lint. If you don't clean that out, it's a fire hazard because it'll clog up. And then you want to make sure that your vent, whether it's the accordion one or the aluminum one, that it's as straight as possible. Every time you have a groove or a curve, it slows down the flow. Lint collects to the side. When it turns, it collects to the side. So every time you have anything that's not straight, it's going to slow it down. It's going to collect lint. Thus, a fire hazard. I've had some friends that have had a fire hazard. And I've had some friends that the clothes wouldn't dry after 2 hours, and they couldn't figure out why. It's like, duh, when was the last time you cleaned the vent? When was the last time you cleaned the screen? Just like the furnace filter. You got to clean that sucker all the time.
Mark, that makes perfect sense. I think it's just amazing that you wanted to have this discussion for our clients. The Ask Mark guy, Mark Hutchinson, and Mark D'Andrea, the doctor of real estate here, anything home. A couple months ago, my wife, I came home from helping a client. My wife said, the front of the dryer is getting really hot and I'm having to turn it off and restart it, and the clothes aren't drying very well. And I thought, that's a problem. Yes, I know. That's a problem. You wouldn't believe it. I pulled it out, and of course I have one of those accordion style that I had connected 2 hoses together, and where I connected them, one of the little wires that makes up the hose had kind of stuck out into the middle, and the hole that should have been this big was down to about that big. And I'm telling you, had I let that go any longer, it would have been a problem. So this is a great conversation to have. I really appreciate you inviting me on the call. It is absolutely critical to do that once or twice a year. So again, I appreciate it. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, if you've learned anything from it, by all means, smash that like button, share it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And Mark, again, I appreciate it. I'll see you again next week. I appreciate you having me on the call.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Have a good day.
Do the same. See you.
All right, bye.